What's going on, Paisanos? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch today. You know, we asked a question yesterday, and I'm going to ask one today, but with a different rarity. With OTS 16 coming out, we know we're going to get an Ultimate Rare version of Cyber Dragon, the alternate art, looks pretty cool. The Ultimate Rare version of Forbidden Droplet, good, great, that sounds pretty good to me. But what is the third Ultimate Rare? And what if Konami asked you, would you want the third Ultimate Rare to be? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm conflicted because we only get one shot at a beautiful looking Ultimate Rare. I mean, we could talk about Pot of Desires. Pot of Extravagance. We could talk about Astral from Trade Spring. Can we still even talk about Infinite Impermanence? Me personally, just to mess with everybody, due to the fact that I'm going to celebrate the fact that Ultigeist made, when they got second place at the LCS this past weekend, I want an Ultimate Rare Multi-Faker. Multi! Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button, like button, and yeah, answer the comment section down below. Hit the notification bell when I do go live on my live streams. If you guys want to support the channel, I always forget to mention this, but if you want to support the channel and buy some of these cards you're going to be watching here today, make sure to click on the description, TCG player link, and that's how you do it. Alright, so let's go right into it. The first thing I want to talk about is how the fact that Infernoids are doing nothing right now. They are doing absolutely nothing. Despite the fact that Infernoid Decatron at Akasha Rebellions, the only printing with a $12 market price, well, the unlimited versions are roughly around 11, quickly goes to 12 by the way, and the first generation versions are at $13. Now, I don't think these are cards getting any reprints. I don't think we see any reprints. There was a leaked list from Ghost of the Past that showed them getting reprints, but we know that now that's not true. So, what do you do with that? Because Infernoid should be getting reprints. They should be on the reprint train. But being the fact that they're not, well, I think it's fair to say that why don't you start picking up Infernoid deck cores? I mean, it's not a bad idea. Nobody's looking at it right now. The meta doesn't call for it. Maybe the prices might even continue to go down. Something you might want to consider moving forward. I'm always conflicted with Effect Veiler. Don't get me wrong, I like Effect Veiler Ultimate Rare. It looks clean, it looks beautiful. This card at Duelist Revolution with a $133 market price. Well, the unlimited versions are roughly around $137 to $150. And then if you want a first gen version of Effect Veiler, sure, that first gen version starting roughly around $225. So that's a lot of money, right? I think we can all agree. That's kind of crazy for Effect Veiler. The thing is, though, Starlight Effect Veiler at a Eternity Code with an almost near $500 market price is on sale, technically speaking. The price of Effect Veiler is roughly around $448 starting on TCG Player. So let me ask you yet another question. If you had the opportunity to get Effect Veiler Starlight Rare, Ultimate Rare, which one would you get? It's a really good question, because me personally, I love the higher rarity cards. I love it. If it's hard for you to get it, I want ×3. That always applies almost all the time. Except not now. I kind of like Ultimate Rare Effect Veiler. I kind of like how it looks, how it feels, how even, I don't care how far away you are, the only thing you're going to say is what Ultimate Rare is in that guy's hand. When you look at Starlight Rare Effect Veiler, it's not a bad card, but is it better? I'd rather have Ultimate Rare, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. An Ultimate Rare version of a card or a Starlight Rare version of a card. Let me know. I'm actually really interested in that. Alright. Let's talk about Drytrons for a second. We know Drytrons are going to be getting support in the new set. Is it going to be enough to put them up to a tier up there tier 1? Probably not. But I do think it will get Drytrons to the point where they can be tier 1.5. We are seeing the prices of Drytrons realistically not change. Drytron Noah was for the most part $30. The market price is still showing to be roughly around $30. It cooled down to roughly around $28. Now watch this. 28, and then it starts going down here as it makes a couple of more sales, all one listings, starts hitting near $29. Is Drytron Noah ready to pick up now? Is Drytron's the deck to pick up in general? I don't really know. Then we have Medianus Drytrons, the collector's rares, with a $59 market price. The value is starting to hit $65 for the collector's rares. Now, if you want the ultra version of the card, no big deal. The ultra version of that card is like $5. The only card that's expensive for Drytrons right now is realistically Drytron Nova. We know we're going to get a super rare copy of a Drytron card in the OTS set as well. Kind of cool, I guess. I mean, it should have been Gamma, but it's not Gamma. Just throwing it out there. It should be Gamma, but it's not. Like, why would you not make that Gamma? Or whatever. I mean, it should be Gamma. Anyway, looking at other Drytron cards, the collector's rares, like Drytron Meteor and Draconids. We didn't do anything besides its debut day. The value of the card's roughly around, well, I mean, there's a unverifiable sales over here, but the value of the card starts roughly around $40. But it's deceptively low. Looking over here, it's roughly around 31. It just sells with low sales rating for the most part. These guys have high sales ratings, but look at their... Okay, anyway. That's for Draconids. What about Quandratids? Another card that's actually really good for Drytrons, which nobody knows about. This card's insane. This card with a $23 market price right now is roughly around $23. This card's absolutely broken, just like Draco. Like, they're both really good. Will these cards see play in Drytrons moving forward, especially the newer variants, with Drytrons getting more support in a new set? I don't know. But if you are looking at it, if you're thinking about the deck, let me know. Then we have Power Desires, a card in which obviously is going to increase in value. And it's going to be really hard to replenish due to the fact that it came out of OTS 1 Pack 11. We're currently on 15, looking at 16. With Power Desires Ultimate Rare just going up higher in value. And by the way, this card's not done going up higher in value. This card's about to hit some stupid prices. Power Desires has a $91 market price. The value of Desires, though, is roughly around $94 to $95. Here's the thing about this card. This card will easily hit $120. The minute it hits that, I feel like with a lot of these crazy Ultimate Rares, the minute it hits 120, that's where the rocket ship loads, and it just flies off the shelves at that point. Looking at Power Desires right now being $94 is no shocker because the card is actually still seeing meta play. In fact, I would argue that it'd be really hard for Konami, maybe besides a Starlight Rare, to make another version of Desires in which Yu-Gi-Oh! Players would want, number one. Number two, unless you hit this card in the ban list, it will still see play. Now here's the question, can it be hitting the ban list? Should it be hitting the ban list? I don't know. We currently have 3 pod cards in the meta that actually actively see meta play, arguably. You can even argue for Duality, which would make it 4 pod cards. But I'm going to argue out of all those cards, Desires is currently the best one. Depending on your deck, you might want to consider Prosperity. Once again, that's really how depending on how you want to work your deck. But Desires is pretty crazy. Looking at Prosperity at Blazing Vortex, this card with a $100 market price is roughly around, let's see, verifiable sales only. Let's go. Look at all these new sellers, Jesus. It's roughly around $109. Is Secret Power Prosperity worth $109? Yes! Yes, it is! Says that guy owning a playset who bought it at 80 and feels like he's suave. No, says literally everybody else in the game. Let me explain. Even though Prosperity is a phenomenal card, it's only good in certain decks. And it's only good in certain decks sometimes. You don't want to go draw this card mid-game, you want to draw this card early game. Draw this card mid-game, you might not have extra deck left due to the fact that you might have activated this card early game. And if you activate this card early game, how much extra deck you have left? This card's mainly seen play in Dino variations, and that's basically it. It sees plays here and there, but one of the best decks in the meta, well, Prank Kids don't run Prosperity. They rather run Desires. Decks like Shaddoll Invoke don't run either and still compete at the tier 1 level. Dragonlinks, if they're feeling in the mood, if they want to, they'll run a Prosperity. But that's only because they don't want to see turn 2 or 3. They want to see like turn 1. And if they are seeing turn 2, it's because you're setting cards and they're just going off the next turn to kill you. So my argument is basically, is Secret Prosperity out of Blazing Vortex worth the same, or if not near the same value, as Ultimate Rare? And I'm going to say no, it's not. I think Ultimate Rare Desires is the play. If you do own Prosperity, it's good for you. You're probably playing Dinos or Dragons, and cool. Maybe even a trap variant of Tri-Brigade, and once again, cool, but I still think Desires Ultimate Rare is where the real money is. This will go down in value. No question about it, this is going to go down in value. If you think this card's going to say 110 forever, you're wrong. Look at Secret Rare versions of Pot of Duality, Pot of Desires. They're still worth a pretty good amount of money, but Konami knows the fact that they make an Ultimate Rare version, everybody's going to want that. I think with Prosperity, it's eventual that Konami will make an Ultimate Rare version of this card. Or at the minimum, a Collector's Rare, and the value of the Secret Rare will definitely tank. I think seeing this card in a Megaton might be a possibility as well as any other reprint set thereafter. I think Prosperity, once again, is still a good card. People always yell at me about this, but it's only good in specific decks. Look at the LCS this past weekend. Not every deck ran Prosperity. Not many decks ran it at all. The decks that did run it did definitely had good tops, obviously, with it, but is it really worth it compared to other decks like Prank Kids that don't even run it whatsoever? Imagine thinking about building Dinos and looking at the fact that you might need this card. In fact, I recommend you get this card for Dinos. It's expensive, and is it worth it? Then we have, well, Genesis Impact. When this ain't debuted, the Collector's Rares were a joke to every single Yu-Gi-Oh! Player with the brain. Collector's Rares in Toon Chaos were meant for collectors. Some meta cards, but more or less collectors. And that's why everybody kind of liked Toon Chaos more. It sold off the shelves. Second Revision, cleaned that one off too. And then looking at Genesis Impact, where are the collector's cards? You have a rarity named after collectors, but you don't have cards for collectors. You think collectors want to care about live twins? No, they're nostalgic for the most part. You know, you make a Collector's Rare as Dark Magician, Collector's Rare as Bloodshot Dragon, those will be cleaned out. In fact, I would argue those would be probably the most expensive cards out of Justice Impact had it been done, but it didn't. What we see here is a Nightmare Unicorn and Phoenix, and obviously these are one-ups in a majority of decks in the game, and these are the most valuable cards as a Collector's Rare in Justice Impact. Nightmare Unicorn right now with a $76 market price, well, it's roughly around 90 bucks. $90. When the card first debuted, I think it was roughly around 58 to 62. I could be wrong. It could be between that or Phoenix. I always forget the prices. Look at Nightmare Phoenix with a $71 market price. The value is roughly around $79. It makes perfect sense. I mean, Konami, I'll tell you right now, don't make a Collector's Rare Cerebus. Make a Collector's Rare for collectors. Every now and then throw a spicy meta card in there, and then fill it with Collector's Rare cards. And your set will sell like Toon Chaos. I'm not saying Justice Impact didn't sell. It debuted Drytrons at full power. It sold. But this is a rarity not meant for competitive as much as it's meant for collectors. I personally don't like that. I will say, though, look at Artemis, the Malicious Moon Maiden. This card with $65 market price is roughly around $80. $80. Now, of course, you go, V, I don't need to buy a Collector's Rare Artemis, right? Yeah, sure, you can buy the Ultra Rare, no big deal. I remember when it first debuted, it was $6. Now it's roughly around $13 for this. You only need one of them. That's the only thing that's like, it's the only thing like you can go, well, and if you don't want to run this, by the way, the reason you need this is for Shaddoll Invoked. More or less for Invoked, because you summon Astral, you go Artemis, Invocation, and there's your Mechaba. But obviously, you don't need to do that if you want to, you know, run maybe like Salamander Amirage into that other guy who's light, whose name I forgot. Comment down below, because I really do need help on that one. Secure Garner? Is this Secure Garner? Verify with everybody in the comments down below. And then you can do that way. That's fine. You can do that way. But you take an extra deck slot. And if you look at me and you see me play on twitch.tv/YGO_Paisano, you know extra deck slots? Yeah, I wish I had more extra deck slots. But Artemis, the Malicious Moon Maiden is definitely a card. That's absolutely going to be needed. I will say, though, looking at Justice Impact, I think certain cards like B-Cuff on Underworld, which is currently undervalued with a $26 market price, the value is roughly around $27 for this card. This card definitely has potential. Don't get me wrong, I also still like the Live Twin / Evil Twin package in here as Collector's Rares, but they're insanely expensive. A lot of money for good artwork cards. It reminds me, anyone know Space Channel 5? If you know Space Channel 5, or what's the other Dreamcast game? Oh my god, I thought it was. I used to play all the time. That a guy like skateboarding and did spray painting. Not skateboarding, he had rollerblades, whatever. And he did spray painting on. Like this art type reminds me of a Dreamcast games, is what I'm trying to say. If you know what Dreamcast is, that is what we used to call it. Oh, video game system with wires to controllers. Ooh, I know, right? Crazy. Not anymore though. We use wireless controllers. If you use any, I mean, keyboard or mouse. Like, what are you doing with a controller? Get out of your hand. Okay. Evil Hero Malicious Bane at a Legendary Duel Immortal Destiny with a $150 market price. Okay, besides all the foreign versions, is roughly around $151. Hero players, chill out, dude. Like, just breathe. You don't have to do this all the time. Looking at Evil Hero Malicious Bane out of Legendary Duel Immortal Destiny, immediately you're going to tell, gee, I could buy heroes and build them now, or I could just wait and then make another Legendary Duelist season like they did in the past two of them already. This is more likely to get reprinted. Not only reprinted, but this get reprinted as a secret rare. If it does, the ultra version of Legendary Duelist Immortal Destiny Evil Hero Malicious Bane will tank in value. Well, not really tank. If we compare all prices to new prices, it will definitely go down in value, but like it'll probably be the highest rarity, well, highest valued version of the card compared to the secret rare, which I don't understand, but that's how it works with Legendary Duelists. They make no sense. Then we have Dark Magicians out of Legendary Duelist Magical Hero with a $60 market price. The value of this card, $130. Real quickly, in case anyone forgets why I don't look at other cards in value, I'm just going to pause real quickly and explain this to everybody so we can all catch up. I'm going to do this every now and maybe every like once a month, maybe once every couple of months, just so everyone's like, V, what are you doing with this other cards listings? Okay, so what I do here is I don't count foreign cards. And the reason why I don't count foreign cards ever in the market, ever, is because the majority of Yu-Gi-Oh! Players play with English cards. It's insane to count foreign cards, even though I personally love German and Italian Yu-Gi-Oh cards. French if I'm on the mood. I don't own any French cards though, so obviously I don't look like I'm in the mood. How about you win World War II? You know, how about you fight World War II on the right side? Okay, anyway. So I like German and I like Italian Yu-Gi-Oh cards. But the majority of players don't do that. That's why I don't mention their prices ever. I just never do. I don't care if the card's a penny and it's run by a verifiable seller. Don't count it. Number one. Number two, I only talk to people with gold stars. And the reason I want to talk to people with gold stars is because we see these sellers with good track histories. I'm not saying if you have a 98% sales rate out of 4,400 sales, which is insane to be honest with you, that you're a bad seller or you're not a verifiable seller. You're getting there. I mean, it takes 99%. You're 1% away from being a good verifiable seller. The reason why I go with these guys, though, is because they have a perfect track history. It sucks, but it is what it is. And the reason I wanted to go by verifiable sellers, because if you're watching this video and you're like, I will buy that card V, and you go online, you go, well, I could buy one over here for $76, despite the fact there's one over here at $130. Sure, you can. This guy's 99.2%. Means he's had some problems in the past via this company with customers. I'm not saying it's a bad company. I didn't say that, okay? All I'm saying is this guy is just smoking it out the gun. He's like shooting it out like shirts at a concert and right into your front doorstep. These guys have had a little bit of a history. Now, to be honest with you, when me and my TCG Play store, I've had problems like this as well. But you damn right I maintained that gold star. I'm trying to get rid of cards. I will say, though, there's a lot of new sales on TCG Player. We just talked about it. I think it was with this one. No, one of the cards we talked about it that had a bunch of new sellers. I think it's always going to be like a money card. Okay, we'll go with this card. Look at this. Ready? New launch. 5 sales. 31 sales. Like I can't talk about those being verifiable sellers due to the fact that they're not realistically verifiable sellers. They haven't earned the right to be a verifiable seller. But V, real quickly over here, I just started selling, and it's not fair, V, that I just started selling, and you're not looking at me like I'm a real deal. I'm a real deal. I tape the crap out of my cards. I love tape. I'm silly with it. Sure, yes you are. But you only have 5 feedback, whereas these guys have thousands of feedback. Even a couple of hundred feedback will get you that gold star. I can't include you in it due to the fact that you just started selling. You still have to ask your mommy to buy a stamp to stamp on the package to send the card away. That's basically why I'd go by these prices. Hopefully that explains everything. Somehow I'm still going to feel like I have questions down below. People are going to be upset about it. People always get angry about it. Listen, just think of it this way. We all started at level 0 on TCG Player, and then we started going in, making our TCG Player sales counts, working on our gold stars, and so on and so forth. Okay. Then we have Ignister AI Land at Omniscient Sword. This card with a near $18 market price. Well, it's roughly around $20. Now, here's the thing. There's supposed to be Ignister hype, and is it worth it? Because if it's not worth it, this card's not going to be $20 for long. If it is worth it, $20 is the sales price in which you wish you would have got this card at before its spectrum and value. Number 39, Utopia Astral, was near $500. I think we talked about that like last week, and it was just insane. But the card is a beautiful looking card. It's kind of worth it in a weird way. Look at the market price of the card. It's roughly around $352. Then you look at the card, and you can see right there, once again, boom, $500. I'm not lying. But watch this. Its current price point, $459. Once again, verifiable seller. So, what's going to happen to Utopia Astral? Well, this card's price point went as low as $350. And I do think the price point of Astral Utopia will one day eventually, maybe in the near future, who knows, go back down. Well, why is that? Well, the reason why this card's going up is because of 2011 format, in which everybody wants to get the nicest looking Astral Utopia in here. And that's definitely the nicest looking version of Utopia, right? Excuse me. The issue with that is the fact that even though Utopia looks really nice, there's probably going to be a time that, if you ask me personally, well, V, is Konami going to make an Ulti Utopia? The answer is yes. And that might also have an impact on a lot of players who might be looking at Astral Utopia and going, yeah, no, I'll just wait for an Ulti because that'll be easy to get, it'll be cheaper, but it'll look really nice for my 2011 deck. Number one. Number two, 2011 isn't established. It's more of a rogue format, unfortunately. I wish it was. I wish Konami picked it up. It'd be really smart, but it's not. And number three, you have a POV. You're holding Astral Utopia. It's $450-something. Your girl starts babbling to you. Your guy starts babbling to you about, what you doing with that card. You're going to probably sell that card and buy some other goofy things, So people are just trying to get some money. That's it. Simple. That's where you hide your cards from your significant other. All right. Cyber Emergency Battles Legends Relentless Revenge is roughly around $19. This card right now listed on TCG Player is $21. It's going back up in value. Now, here's the thing. Is it going back up because of Cyber Dragons, or is it going back up because of Drytrons? It could be a little bit of both, but I really do think it's going back up because Cyber Dragon players, they're like America's Canada, where like we go to war and Canada's like, we'll go to war, and we're like, sure, here, hold out guns, like hold out bullets, like what are you doing? Yeah, you're at war with us, sure. Like, yeah, bring out water bottles, Canada. Like, what do you do? You guys don't even own guns. But look at, I think like Cyber Dragon players are like, they want to be hero players. The thing is, They're getting to the level of hero players. That's where it gets crazy. Where, like, unlike Canada, they actually are starting to get guns. And looking at Cyber Emergency at Battle's Relentless Revenge, that might be a thing. This card might be the money card, even though it's really low right now. It has a little bit of hype because of Drytrons, but I'm telling you right now, if Drytron hype fizzles, this might go down and might be a good opportunity. If Drytron hype does not fizzle, this will go up, and you'll have a huge missed opportunity at getting a Cyber Emergency. Necroz also feel Ultimate Rare at a Cross Souls with a $10 market price is only, it's only $22. By the way, after that one's gone, if you want a first edition version, that's roughly around $28 to $29. It's a beautiful looking Ultimate Rare. Is it worth it, and why? I don't have those answers for you. Though I will say, I was watching the other day, Necroz was burning Abyss, like old Yu-Gi-Oh! And I really liked Necroz back in the day. I thought it was a really fun deck. I never really wanted to build it because I was so infatuated with like Burning Abyss and Shaddolls back then, because they were, to me, were more fun to play. But looking at it now, Necroz might not be a bad deck to pick up. Look, don't get me wrong, Necroz Sophia is insane overpriced, but you just need one. I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. Anyone like to play Gladiator Beast? Because if you want to get your hands on a Gladiator Beast Rediari at a Crossroads Chaos, Secret Rare with a $7 market price, you get a bunch of unlimited ones for dirt cheap. I mean, unlimited is not bad. That's like second place. Look at that. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Okay? That's like France. You're basically getting the France version of Rediari. But if you want to get an official first edition version of Rediari, okay, you want to get the American version, there's only one listed as $22. That's it. $22, Rediari, and then it's gone. Then after that, you get France. I don't know why I'm going with this, like, whatever, but, like, I don't know. I really like Rediari. I like Gladiator Beast in general. I think, I loved it when it came out and it debuted. I don't know if it's good right now. It's decent right now, but I really do like Gladiator Beast. I think they're a really fun deck. And you never know. There might be a time where people might go back and look at old, more retro formats and play them again. And one of those decks that I would see play in some of those retro formats would definitely be Gladiator Beast. Then we have Cosmo Dark Eclipser. Like this is what you do, Konami. You print half stuff for a fan favorite archetype, and the player base goes bet, and they just buy out the other half. Like, we've seen it so many times, and you would think Konami would learn, but they just don't learn. Cosmo Dark Eclipse out of Breakers Shouts with a near $10 market price is roughly around, well, unlimited versions are $16. First edition versions are starting roughly around $17 for Cosmo Dark Eclipser. You didn't reprint this one, Konami. Now, here's the thing about it. We know this is going to happen already, and Madochi Plays will tell you before anyone else tells you. They'll just say, if they start reprinting an archetype, it's all eventually going to get reprinted. How long? Year? Maybe 2 years? But ultimately, it will all get reprinted, right? Sure. But what was hard to find still, like really hard to find, unless you print it in the same exact rarity, or prismatic rarity, or ultimate rarity, or anything higher, it's going to maintain high value. An Eclipser might maintain high value. It might continue going up higher in value as time goes on. Any Cosmo card. Hell, even the Cosmojo that got a reprint is around here. No, okay, what's happening? Even Cosmojo, which got a reprint, the secret rare of the Cosmojo at Breakers of Shouts with an $18 market price. Well, the unlimited is still $16, but if you want a first edition version, that didn't change at all. It's still $18. Do you think Cosmojo's out of Breakers of Shouts is going to change value just because they made an ultra rare out of Ghost of the Past? Maybe lose $1. That's it. Then we got Shaddolls. Guys, if you're really interested in playing Shaddolls or learning about Shaddolls, definitely make sure to subscribe to this channel. I do Shaddoll videos where I talk about my matches when I play Shaddoll Invoked on Twitch. If you guys want to see me live playing Shaddoll Invoked on Twitch and have any questions, make sure to hop on over my Twitch. Links will be down below and check me out. Give me a follow, and if you want to support my channel, I'd greatly appreciate you hit the subscribe button. Now, with that said, I do think Shaddolls is the best deck in the format. I talk about it extensively in my previous Shaddoll deck profiles. I talk about it extensively on my live streams. We really go into it. I think Shaddoll Dogmatica is not the best version. If you want to know why, ask me on my live streams. Simple. I forgot to mention it in one of my Shaddoll videos, but anyway, it's a long explanation. Looking at Shaddolls right now, they are probably the fan favorite deck of the format, and here's why. Because besides Shaddoll Schism, it's pretty cheap. You can run Trap Shaddolls and still have good value, good showing. You don't need to get Pop Prosperity. You don't need to get overpriced anything in this game other than maybe a Shaddoll Schism. And the value of Schism is rising because the market is responding to that. Look at Shaddoll Schism out of Rise of Dose with a $38 market price. The value is roughly around $40 realistically around it with, with shipping and tax and all that jazz. You need one of these, no matter what. If you want to play Shaddoll Invoked, you need 2 invocations. Those are pretty pricey, about $40 a piece. So you got Schism for 40 if you want to do pure, and you got extra 120 for the for Shaddoll Invoked, And you're probably saying to yourself, V, that doesn't sound expensive. That doesn't sound cheap. That sounds pretty expensive. Yes and no. It's actually really cheap due to the fact that Shaddoll came in a structure deck. Now, here's the thing. If you can find a Shaddoll structure deck for less than, we'll say, 20 bucks, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate if you can. Barnes & Noble's website, Walmart, me and my friends checked everywhere. My buddy's looking at build Shaddolls, and the only thing we can find online is $30 structure decks that at one point in time ran for 10. Shaddoll's structure deck is definitely a great structure deck to buy, and if you want to resell it. It's also a great structure deck to buy if you're looking to play Shaddolls, if you want to play a meta deck, but you don't want to pay the crazy meta prices. Once again, you can buy 3 of these, buy a Schism, and you have Trap Shaddolls. Buy 2 Invocations, and you're already in line to play Shaddoll Invoke, a deck that I play right now on Twitch, and it is phenomenal and gives you amazing results. I go X1 all the time. And that might not be a big flex, but I went Extravaganza too. Why? Because you play Shadolls and you don't go undefeated. That's what scrubs do. Real men lose 1 game. In fact, I think of it as a donation and tax write-off. I'm looking good at my taxes this year. Let's just say that. Looking at Shadolls though, I will say, if you want to get a max rarity, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. And that's just for a couple of the cards. Ultimate Shaddoll Construct added those alliance with a $92 market price is a joke when you look at the fact that, okay, let me put my conditions back on. When you look at the fact that unlimited versions are at 92, and you're like, wow, V, 92 for unlimited? Sure, that's whatever. You spend 26 bucks extra, you get a first version of the card. There it goes again, boom, 26, 26, 26. Then it starts hitting $130. Now, in my Shaddoll Invoked, I play 2 constructs. I do a video about that, go check that out. Most Shaddoll Invokes, especially a pure Shaddoll variant, like pure Trap Shaddolls, I would think you would need 3 constructs. Now, before you go, V, I'm not playing deck anymore. 130, that's crazy. It comes in a structure deck. The structure deck comes with literally everything. It's a meta in a box. The thing is, once again, like I said, if you can get this for like 10 bucks, if you can find it at your local Walmart or Target, if you're that lucky, pick it up. It's worth it. Even if you don't want to play Shadolls, even if you hate Shadolls, buy it, resell it. You will find people that will be interested in buying it. Obviously, you want Super Rare Beasts, those are about $4, but it also comes in a structure deck. Everything, everything, everything. Wendy's are $4. We talked about Alert Darkness the other day and how, like, even the cheapest Alert Darkness, and by the way, the structure deck Shaddoll Alert Darkness is at minimum $350 for the structure deck Alert of Darkness. That's for that. That comes in there, $350. Shaddoll is definitely a deck, like I said, a lot of you players are going to start playing. And I kind of like that a lot. And I personally am excited to see more Shaddoll mirror matches because it ain't like, well, it ain't going to put you to sleep watching. It's going to be more skill-based, hopefully. And the minute they both get their engines online, we're talking about who can win the game of attrition and who can kill their opponent fast. And I like that. It's very interactive Yu-Gi-Oh! That's why it made 2015 format one of the best formats. But we're not even done yet. You guys don't understand. Like, we're all on Shadolls, and everyone's really excited, and I'm excited too. We haven't even started talking about how the fact that Burning Abyss was like, I don't want to sound like a TV show guy, but I'm going to, was Shaddoll's arch nemesis, and they were going at it. And I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing Burning Abyss plays come out of nowhere. I'm talking like the woodworks, head popping out of mailboxes, talking about, I want you Shaddoll players, because it's a phenomenal matchup against each other. And I think you guys out there watching right now, if you don't want to play Shadolls, and you got that cocky Shaddoll player at locals, who goes X1 like a man, well, play Burning Abyss, and take that one from him. Anyway, Paisans, I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Please make sure to subscribe already. Go ahead and follow me on Twitch if you haven't done already. Support the channel. Links will be down below. It's your boy V, and you Paisans have a great day.